Alright, I was gonna say, so
So,
Ten's here.
yeah, that sauteing. Yes. Alright, getting started. The group of you have reached Fellhold Refuge some days prior, and found it relatively wanting. A very small community established specifically by the Order of the Iron Fang, here in the largest of the Komatsu Lakes, is used as a pseudo trade port for ships that come up the Lion's Tail River from the northern waters, a port called Rafa at the delta of the river. The trade to Fellhold Refuge is sparse, however. Mostly it's supplies to keep the place going, as the surrounding countryside is barren of trees, and timber, and you imagine food, can probably get fairly scarce. The refuge itself was established, as you later seem to have learned, due to the massive underground structure that the Order of the Iron Fang has here. Whether it predates the organization or was a product of their early work, you never learned, but you met a patron of sorts. This patron flooded your minds, overwhelming some of you with histories of the continent, the world, prior to the opening of these henges in the first place. You learned a little bit about the magical ley lines that crosshatch Iquan, and the anchors that grew upon the nexus of these ley lines, what you now call the Bodemall Stones. You took a brief moment to explore your history, Siegfried, much to your sobering awakening. The group of you learned that the individual to whom you were expected to deliver a letter, Windrider, was not present. She had traveled north along the Lion's Tail River, and based on her last supposition, was headed towards a location called Hollow in a mountainous region far to the northeast. The group of you learned this is from whence Teng hails. How she got to the jungles certainly gave the explanation of a storm. But the journey home needs to wait. You've collected the information that is here in the refuge for you, and have been plotting to head west to the Verdant Locks, a primeval overgrowth of land and plants and trees that is stalked by dangers just as great. Seemingly enchanted, at least in some respect, to have semi-perpetual light throughout the space, a special item grows within the locks, which is the object of Teng's desire. And companions that you are, deemed necessary to travel therein. We are picking up as the group of you have just finished your most recent rest in the refuge. You have gained a level and are about to set out for the locks themselves. A few days of travel do you good. Before you set out, is there anything that you need to do?
I am all set.
I know there's no trade there. Are there any kind of craftsman with leather? Helly's got an idea that she wants a really cool iPad, which can wait if necessary.
Roll me a D100, 80 or better. There's not a specific craftsman, but there's someone skilled enough to make it for you in the refuge at the moment. Not currently, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Population's too small. Most leather goods get traded or brought in.
Okay. That's just something Helly is going to start keeping her one eye peeled for.
It makes sense to you. You'd have not seen any herds that would be a supply of leather in this space, so it would make sense not to have a leather worker or tanner.
Have we resupplied on ale? That's the most burning question for me.
You were able to barter some, not much.
Helly made sure we did.
Yes, it has been added to the party loot and updated. You have 66 servings. You're able to buy 50.
So it should last us 2 to 3 days.
Yep.
Right. Great. Always looking out for me, Helly. I love it.
Yeah. We need you functional.
That
and
much
not
is
as grouchy as you can be.
Nobody wants a grumpy Dannen.
Nope.
Not even Dannen. All right, let's get a move on. Back on the road.
We
we
came here with a cart. Did we come here with a cart, or did we left it before you left?
You did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
You left all your horses in Armskirk, as you are not able to traverse the Witchlight marshlands with them.
I was going to say, how far would we be in those marshes if we had?
Yeah.
I would have summoned the pup in the morning.
Noted. Sounds good. You can say you did that the night before if you'd like, so that way you don't have to spend the spell slot.
I can ritually cast it, I think.
Alright. You have 5 days of travel from Fellhold Refuge to where you suspect you will start to get the variant locks within sight. During that time, is there anything anyone would like to do over those 5 days?
No, I'd probably just be helping navigate.
Probably just look out for some more gnolls, if they're even in that part up here.
I'll be keeping an eye out for healing herbs.
Certainly. You can go ahead and make me a series of rolls for those 5 days.
Figure out where I'm at with making them.
Should I be, like, Siegfried has cartographer's tools now and a proficiency in that. Should I make rolls to, for the mapping while I'm walking?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah.
Add a feature to your sheet.
Yep, I have the tool, cartographer's tools.
No, I mean, in your, where you have class features, put it up at the top or something.
Okay.
To add charting to your map.
Okay.
You can make a cartographer's tools check using your intelligence, which is a DC of 15 every day. You can make one attempt. If you succeed, you need to make a perception check. Based on the scale of your perception check, I will reveal that the appropriate distance of hexes around where the token is.
Okay.
So, it would be scaling from 15. It would be 1 hex, 17, 15, 20, 25, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So every instance of 5 would increase the radius that I'll reveal.
So, I'll make the intelligence roll right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go. No, not today.
Not today. Okay. It's fine.
Do I do it 5 times or?
Yeah,
just...
so you have 5 days worth. So.
Okay, I'll do it 4 more times. 1 second.
Tang, I believe those are both successes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So,
second day it worked, so now I make a perception check?
yes, so now perception check.
Okay. Here comes perception. 18 on the perception.
Okay, so...
And I'm gonna make the intelligence check for the third day. Succeeded on the third day. Didn't succeed on the perception check, I don't think.
So that means you had correctly gauged out all of your distances, but
on
the weather was just not becoming enough to give you a decent line of sight.
On the third day, I'm just gonna see if I have wheel or woe. So, second day I had woe.
Whoa.
Third day I had woe as well. I couldn't change anything.
Yeah.
So fourth day, here it comes. Failed on the fourth day. Fifth day. Failed on the fifth day.
Okay.
So I think only the second day was I able to actually get anything done.
Yeah. Send me a message on Discord, a private message, and I can build a nested macro into your class feature for you.
Okay.
So that way you would just click on like the little chat bubble for the class feature, and it would throw all of the roles that you would need for that day, pulling the data from your sheet.
Okay.
I have a question. I don't remember what the Will-O-Wisp compass does that I bought from the dude in the swamp.
Shows a direction to the nearest Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we think we see a Will-O-Wisp, we want to make sure. Okay.
Well, it was like a joke
junk.
one because we were told not to follow the Will-O-Wisp, and then he gave us a compass that was
To show
specifically
that
used to
what
follow.
we're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it might be useful. Who knows?
Might be, but probably was just a gesture of goodwill. Okay. Thank you.
I added it to my my to-do list also, just in case.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So no, I've had the tools for a while, but I just forgot to use them.
No problem. Yeah. Yeah, so days like that when you succeed on the tools check but fail on the perception check, that'd be the mists were too hot, it drizzled for part of the day, and you just didn't have the range of sight necessary to sort of add to your map. And then the tools check is making sure that you have correctly ascertained where you are prior to attempting to add to the map, because you don't want to add things in the wrong place.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yep. Okay. The course of travel from Fellhold Refuge is not unpleasant. Not terribly pleasant, but compared to your journey to the refuge itself is like staying in the Ritz. The ground over which you travel is densely packed, and the grasses themselves are tough and short. These grounds are untraveled. Occasionally you come across tracks of herds of animals, although their owners do not catch sight of. Here and there you see the ears of a jackrabbit stick up before vanishing into the surrounding landscape. Very little of any type of large game. The keen-eyed amongst you would be Teng, I believe. At one point near dusk, you spot what appears to be some type of fox darting between different sagebrush and hunting something about a few hundred feet away from you in the twilight. Travel itself, though, is unremarkable. There's no dangers that readily present themselves to any of your caliber. And the rest, while hard on the ground, is not wet at the very least. As let me adjust my calendar. 1 moment, please. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget that 5 days vanished. As dawn breaks on the 6th day, and you set out. There's my description. There you go. Siegfried, I'd like you to make an Arcana check for me.
I'm just gonna check for wheel and woe on the 6th day before I do any rolls.
That's fine.
So it's woe today.
Mhm.
Whoa, let me write that down, and here's Arcana. Only a 10.
10. Okay. As you do your normal procedure of checking for the weather for each day, seems like it's going to be a regular, somewhat overcast day. You hope you might be able to get a little bit of progress on your charts. Looking ahead along the trail as you've oriented yourself, you've been following small game trails here and there. Nothing terribly wide, and sometimes even so much that you have to sort of pick your way between these small plants that grow along this steppe. The hours fall away underfoot, much like the miles. As day grows on, the scenery does not change notably, and the winding game trails slowly join together here and there. Before you actually notice it, you stir from this haunting reverie, all of you, that you've sort of lulled yourself into during the trail, and notice that heavy mists have coalesced ahead of you, clinging and obfuscating anything more than a few hundred feet in front of your eyes. You didn't even recognize them appearing or building over time. Just sort of lost yourself in the monotony of travel. The mists that hang pregnant over this landscape slowly fall away as another mile or so falls underfoot. And all of you are given sight to a sprawling canvas of trees, flowers, and creatures flitting about. Sounds suddenly fill your ears that moments before you had heard nothing of. The delineation from the harsh plains through which you've traveled up to this point is unsettling, to say the least. Only more so that 10 minutes prior you had virtually no presumption of impending changes to this terrain, and expected to travel through it for the remainder of this day. First glance, your eyes are drawn in a dizzying series of directions, tracking beautiful birds from branch to branch and vanishing out of sight. It's the subtle motion of a snake adjusting itself in the light of the day, and the shaking branches betraying the presence of creatures curious about your sudden inquisition, not revealing themselves, however. Nothing carries your attention so much as the plants themselves, however. The trees, acting as magnificent sentinels at the end of your trail, guard a path into their depths. It's roughly 10 feet across. The guardians of this place themselves, however, stand not less than 15 feet in diameter, the smallest of which tower hundreds of feet above your heads through the swirling mists. The space between these behemoths is nearly as equally dense as the wood itself is likely to be. Bushes, low branches, thickets as tightly packed as a hog's hair brush, and flowers of gigantic size, growing on vines as thick as a person's torso, all clog the undergrowth. This wall of flora in front of you. You realize you have reached the verdant locks.
So it's like Sequoia National Forest in Florida just kind of had an abomination of a child.
So the guardians you're talking about are these two huge trees?
It's all of the trees.
Okay.
There are no trees that are, at least from what you can tell, less than about 15 feet in diameter. These
Okay.
are all massive sentinels.
I would put like a hand up to the party and have them wait a little bit back, I guess, and then I would try and approach one of the larger trees, the biggest one I can see nearby.
I'll guess them before Dannen could react. The pup would already mark one of the trees.
Sure. It's a comical sight seeing this pup that normally would be broader and wider than most trees you come to, insurmountably dwarfed by this behemoth overlooking it.
Back here, pup. That's not the right time for it. I'm sorry, Siegfried.
It's okay. It's what dogs do. But yeah, if I see the biggest tree nearby, I would approach it.
Sure.
And then put my hand against it and try and cast speak with plants using the blessing of the trials.
Okay.
And I'll just ask hello, great tree, can you hear me?
As you reach out with the magic and attempt to speak to this gargantuan living entity, you feel much like an ant compared to it. What are the concerns of Siegfried compared to that of light and water and growth and soil? You receive no direct answer from it.
If I don't hear an answer, I'll just keep talking. I'll be like, great tree, we are seeking passage through this garden, but we do not want to disturb what is growing here. Please guide us. We do not want to meddle in affairs greater than us. And I'll take a kneel and sort of knee and also bow to the tree, sort of like a humble subject requesting something.
The tree does nothing. You hear nothing.
I turn back to the group. I'm not sure the trees actually care about us here. They seem to be concerned about their own things. It's gonna be a hard hike, though.
Well, pup, you were right. Mark that tree over there too. Seems like they were very unfriendly to Siegfried.
Not unfriendly. It's more like what would a mountain have to say to a mouse? You know, kind of like that. Except I'm the mouse and the tree's the mountain.
So we are beneath them? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, do you talk to the ants that crawl on your boot, Dunnan?
Probably not, no. Maybe if I have like 6 to 7 ales, then probably. But then again, I'll talk to everybody then.
I guess we proceed, but I'm not sure what we'll find in there. It's gonna be quite tough getting through this grass. And I'm not sure if bushwhacking our way through is gonna keep us friendly with the locals, you know. So, I guess
I'm
onward.
going through.
I mean, Ten, do you recognize anything here? Do you know where we have to head from here?
I shake my head. I have never been here before.
All right. According to the
Only
map,
way forward.
the locks are ahead, so I guess we go through.
I'm gonna take to the skies and see if I can find a path forward.
I just say
Um,
don't go too far ahead. There's things in the canopy.
how high are you going?
Taller the trees.
As taller than the trees?
I'm gonna go up there to begin with, just to see if there's like any type of gapping in the branches that might indicate a trail.
Sure. Roll me a d4, please. Okay. Take to wing and gain scores of feet of altitude over a round or two. Presently, you reach over the canopy itself and see an undulating forest of green, more densely packed, at least at the treetops, than the ground cover itself. Ducking down somewhat underneath the lower branches, you suspect you might be able to find a path to fly through in about the 80 to 90 feet altitude, roughly. But the branches are so tangled and convoluted, vines draped from various bits, lichens and mosses growing upon these branches, forming dense curtains obfuscating your sight. It's hard to find a direct path as well. You suspect if you flit from branch to branch, you could probably pass through the garden entirely without ever needing to touch the ground or fly for more than 2 seconds. As dense as these things all are. But the canopy and varying levels of canopy here are as dense as the undergrowth. And you suspect, as you sort of hover here for a moment, every couple flaps of your wings, you see the appearance of creatures' faces just staring at you, wondering what the intrusion is, the calls of birds. They're densely populated as well.
We'll flutter back down and recommend that we all stick together on foot, because I would lose sight of them if I were to stay in the trees.
To be
Good
clear,
idea.
there is enough space that you can take wing here and there whilst upon the ground and not go high up. Within about 15-20 feet. But there are also hazards at every altitude that you could possibly be at. It's just different hazards.
Great.
All right. I guess I'll take point and start trying to track my way through to the lock.
What's the largest animal that lives there? There's got to be game trails we can follow, even if it's just a deer.
There is the
Sized
10-foot
animal?
path that the game trails coalesced into that
Okay, well
is
that's it
leading through
then.
the trees.
Sorry, I missed that part.
I'll try to. Yeah, that was kind of what I was planning on following and see if it led us towards the lock.
There you go.
In you go. I would like all of you to roll me a D100, please. Wonderful. All right. One moment.
I don't like it when you say that.
Yeah.
Tang, you roll a 6.
I'm aware of that.
All right.
Called out.
Starting with you. 6. $66 and 80. Okay.
Before we start,
Yeah, go for
Kelly
it.
will have pulled Corin and just had her riding on her shoulder, ready to deploy.
Sure. One moment, please. All right. So Tang, as you are sort of flitting here and there, trying to get a bearing, higher up in a spot that you didn't expect to see anything a few hours after you've entered and are traversing this trail, keeping an eye on your companions. You see a slowly rotting flower. It's not upon a vine of any sort. Its petals probably about 4 feet in diameter. It's a 6-petaled flower. And each of these petals has been pinned, from what you can tell, by small wooden spikes to the trunk of a tree, about 40 feet off the ground. And there is language written upon the tree above and below. What languages do you speak?
Speak Common and Orc.
You do not recognize this language.
I'm going to point it out to my compatriots.
Okay, they're on the ground, 40 feet below.
I am going to...
Kelly does have alter self and could grow climbing claws.
But yeah, we have no idea if you could actually read it though, so it might just be
That's
a
true.
huge waste for you to get up there and to not read anything, you know. But that's up to you.
I am...
Kelly speaks Infernal, so maybe, and Dwarven.
Cast Detect
Ten-
Magic.
Ten would also know that Siegfried has used comprehend languages in front of her before as well.
That's true.
You gonna cast Detect Magic?
That's something that you can cast on someone else. Comprehend languages.
Let me see. Maybe if you came, yeah. Let me double check.
Because if so, then I would go down and I will ask you to cast that spell on me.
Oh, I think it's just me.
Oh.
It says for the duration you understand. It specifically says you every time.
Okay. I want to cast Detect Magic on the flower.
Just curious, you can
Certainly.
write, correct?
So you're casting this with a spell slot?
Yes.
Roll me a d100, please.
I mean, could 10 just perch on a branch and sketch down what she sees? And then bring it down to us?
As you release the magic, Tang, you don't feel the lethargy of the expenditure of magic ebb away from you. You don't have to spend the spell slot.
Okay. Cool. Do I detect magic?
You're concentrating on Detect Magic for the next 10 minutes? Not magic.
Okay, great. I'm going to see if I can bring the flower down to the group.
Okay. The flower is not the thing that has the writing on it. You're aware of this, right? The writing is written on the trunk of the tree above and below the flower. It looks to be some type of sort of crushed berries.
Okay, never mind then. I'm going to sketch out the writing that I see and bring it down and ask if anybody understands it.
You can do so. Make me an intelligence check. Alright, you make what you think is a pretty good approximation of what's there. But you take it down. This is not a language any of you recognize at immediate glance.
I guess Siegfried would try to ritually cast comprehend languages.
Spend 10 minutes to do so?
Yeah.
Certainly. About 10 minutes later, roughly,
Yeah.
You recognize that this is a name. From your grasp of language comprehension, this would translate to the common tongue as flower tender, growth guider. It's a series of sort of roles as opposed to a specific sort of name that means nothing other than just the name to an individual. But you recognize that this would be a name in whatever language this is. Comprehend languages gives you that much information. But
Okay.
It is this series of these roles that whomsoever belongs to this name, it is the roles of this individual.
Okay. Siegfried is interested. I think, Ken, maybe we shouldn't touch that flower. I think it might be someone's claim on it. Someone saying to be a gardener or tender, but I think I would like to go read. So this is something Siegfried hasn't done in front of you guys yet, but I think he has the ability to do now, because he can transform into CR1 creatures. And he's not limited to land creatures anymore. So, while concentrating on comprehend languages, Siegfried is gonna wild shape into a giant vulture.
Okay.
I don't think there's a token yet, but
No, I didn't make a token for it. You didn't tell me you're making a giant vulture.
yeah. I only realized now that I can change into flying creatures. Yeah.
No.
So yeah.
Helly's just gonna be like, well, shit.
So and then I'll give you like a vulture wink to 10 and then take off upwards.
I'm gonna take off
For
after
flying
you.
extra now.
I'm so excited not to be the only flying.
I can only do it for 10 minutes. Actually,
No,
wild shape I can do it for
level
hours.
9.
Yeah, I can do it for 5 hours.
4 or 5
4
hours.
hours. Yeah. So yeah, I fly up and I try and read wherever 10 directs me to read.
Okay. Reading it directly from the source, it is as she copied down fairly roughly. Your comprehend languages was enough to, because it was a spell base, was enough to get past the ad hoc writing that she did.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was more like a game of telephone, like.
No. Yeah, all good. You double check, you confirm 10 copied it well enough, and the fact that you used a magical means to translate it as opposed to just guessing at it. It meant that her rough copy work was not preventing you from being able to figure out what it meant. Make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
This is not something that you're actively doing. This is more just if you remember something.
Just a 10.
Nope. Ah, oh, good.
Could I do like a nature check on the plant itself?
Sure, there. Go ahead.
That is what I would like to do.
You do recognize what the plant is. With an unpleasant, startling realization. This plant is known as the flower itself, would it have been alive, is a very young form of what's known as a carnivorous flower. Typically, they will lie in wait and for prey to come within their reach and then snap closed around them. As you examine it a little bit more closely, you can see the smallest of tines along the edge of each of the petals, such to form a cage and pierce any prey that is foolish or unlucky enough to be trapped within it.
I hold out my wing in front of 10 and just shake my vulture head side to side.
I mean, it's clearly dead. It's pinned to a tree, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that makes sense. I thought the dead smell was like, you know how plants have rotting flesh smell to like attract things, but that makes sense. Also, one last question with the comprehend languages. Did I recognize what language it was, or do I just read it?
You just read it.
Okay. All right. I just signal for 10, and I land at the bottom. Well, if it's dead, I guess I'd go up closer to investigate it if it's dead. Yeah. I would try to get, before I went down, I would try to get closer to it.
Yeah.
So it occurs to Helly that this means there's some sort of community in these woods, despite how packed they are. There's like commerce and some kind of, community where people help each other and assist each other with things. So she's really interested in finding out how we can actually contact those people without getting killed in the process.
But yeah, if there aren't any like tools or evidence of the person who wrote this by the flower, I would come back down. Because yeah, that is kind of what I'm looking for as well. If I can find like anything of the creature that wrote the message.
Yeah. It's not signed, as far as you know.
No, like you said,
it seems to be some type of warning of some sort. To what end, you know not.
Okay, then I would just fly back down and signal 10 to come back, and then when I landed, I would let the party know that that plant is usually very deadly, but it's a young one, and it seems like someone took care of it.
Helleris, I need you to roll me a d4, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So why is it dead then?
I don't know. It looked like someone took care of it and then put a warning up around it. Someone calling themselves a plant tender. I don't know the language.
Was it really wilted already, or do you think it was
rotting.
recently?
It was rotting. Sometimes predatory plants make themselves smell like dead flesh, so I thought it might be like that, but the plant was dead.
Somebody came through here.
Yeah, I mean they wrote a warning up there, so definitely. I mean, if they left a warning, it means that there's probably more than one person,
Or more than one of those plants.
Sure, but I mean, thinking they're usually with the warning, it means that you're warning someone else, right? So it's one person.
Was it a warning or an offer of services, though?
Maybe. I mean,
it sounds more like an offer of services. Like, dude can help you with
It's
your
possible.
stuff.
I mean, I'd be interested to meet them. A plant tender that can travel through a
Yeah.
forest at 50 feet up. It seems pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If that plant was left to grow, it would be extremely dangerous to people like 10 over there. That thing is basically just like a cage meant to catch birds.
Thinking.
Take your time.
But yeah, if there isn't anything else, I think we can keep moving unless there's something you wanted to do, Helly.
No, just bear in mind that there's somebody out here ranking signs for other people, which means we're not alone with people that think. And we might be being watched by something other than
We're definitely being watched.
bears.
You've heard
Aren't we
all
always?
you've heard the animals. The call's already gone out.
Yes.
Mhm.
Maybe
yeah,
we can
if
just
there's,
like talk really loud and say, "Hey."
I mean, you got any pots and pans to bang? That's what I hear. If you're walking by a bear den. But yeah,
She lost her shield, so
if there isn't anything happening, I think Siegfried will try to keep leading everyone towards the locks.
Well, you have no idea where the locks are in comparison to where you are. You've just been following a trail.
just the trail.
Yeah, I would keep following the trail, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I still know where north is, or is that
Yeah,
being affected too?
you still have an
Okay.
idea of where north is,
Okay.
roughly, but it as you gaze through, trying to
Yeah,
trailblaze through this space would be
it's
nightmarish.
different. Yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make sure like we weren't suddenly like heading west all of a sudden. Oh, sorry, I actually drew on your map. But yeah, I would keep
Yeah.
following the trail then.
Yeah, let me because you guys don't need to be on that map right now. There we go. Okay. Another couple hours pass during this travel. I would like a perception check from all of you, please.
We see everything.
LRS doesn't.
No. Hellerest thinks about things, but she's got one eye. That's gotta mean
Maybe it's like one of
something.
those fantasy stories where a character goes blind and gets a second sight.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, you have disadvantage also, LRS.
Yes.
Okay. A smell of rot seems to be pervading the forest through which you're traveling at the moment. Tang, you've been forced down to a very low altitude, about 10 feet here and there, due to the dense nature of sort of vines and lower branches at this moment. There's been a little bit of hill in the terrain, and the trail through which you've been following does not follow a straight path. It's winding and twisting. Seems like it's used as a main game trail of some sort and has been beaten down over time, but it is not made for expeditious travel in the slightest. And multiple times you swear you're sort of backtracking in almost the same direction you were previously.
Mm-hmm.
Tang and Siegfried and Dunnan. All of you hear the faintest crunch of something, some creature plodding through the jungle nearby. It doesn't sound particularly large from what you heard. It was just this single rustling crack of dead flora that was underfoot of whatever creature this was. It was present and then it's gone as quick as it had appeared. But it puts all of you on high alert at that moment. You've heard numerous creatures calling and whatnot, but this sound feels different to you. You get this sense that you're being stalked.
Yeah, I immediately look to Ten Dunnan and I put my finger to my mouth and go shh, and then I am going to cast Pass Without a Trace
Okay.
and tell everyone to stealth up.
Like all of you to make stealth checks for me.
Nice.
12.
Is this a disadvantage for Helly?
I don't
you
think
have
so.
disadvantage because of your eye on perception
Right.
checks, Celeste. So all perception checks.
But the heavy armor's enough.
Oh, heavy
Yeah,
armor,
so-
yeah. Yeah,
So that's a 12, a 22, a 26, and a 25.
24.
24. Yep.
Big difference.
Yep. Big difference.
The small glade in which you found yourself, there's part of a massive tree chunk that must have fallen at some point nearby you. That is slowly being overtaken by the jungle through which you've been traveling. And there's a series of reasonably large sort of fungus type mushrooms. They're quite conical as opposed to the caps of sort of a wide flat brim capped mushroom. But these conical ones are large enough that you don't have to crouch down. They stand about 7-8 feet tall, each of them. And there's 3 of them, enough that some of you, including the pup, actually can sort of duck behind and use them to block your line of sight here and there. You all take this tense moment to hide behind these, listening, waiting. One moment, please. Dunnan. Against you and the pup. While you are gazing out into the forest, the twilight that filters down to this ground level through the trees and the canopy. It's dark. It's difficult to see, despite it being basically day. You don't recognize it until the coiling has already begun around your ankles and around the pup's midsection. Are you riding the pup at this moment?
No, I'm
Okay.
beside it.
So the
probably.
pup is next to you.
Yeah.
20 to hit you, and a 13 to hit you.
20 hits.
Okay. You take 12 points of necrotic damage. And you are grappled.
All right.
The pup
Oh.
is a 25 and a 22 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. The pup takes 16 points of necrotic damage. Is also grappled.
All right.
Teng, there is a series of attacks against you. And Siegfried. Oh, and Hellerast. Wonderful. So we have 3 on Teng. 18, 26, and 20.
They all hit.
Ooh. 26 points of necrotic damage, and you are grappled. Siegfried, 3 attacks on you. 24, 16, 19.
24 hits, and I'm gonna woe the 19.
You are surprised. Just that require your reaction.
Okay. Yep. Never mind then.
can-
the two hit. The two hit.
Okay. You take 28 points of necrotic damage. And then 2 on Hellerast. A crit and a 15.
The 15 doesn't hit.
Okay, so the crit is 31 points of necrotic damage, and you are grappled. Everyone is
Wow.
grappled at this moment. I'm going to move you to a map and ask you to roll into initiative.
Oh boy.
One moment, please.
Grappling work.
Pardon?
How does grappling work?
Grappled is you don't roll initiative until you're on the map, please, because I don't even have the initiative up. There we go. That should be loading you in. You spend an action using an acrobatics or athletics check to attempt to break it. Here's the initiative tracker. So, LRS, you rolled an 11. There we are. It has been hours. Would you have reconjured Corin, or are you doing so on your first turn?
I did so just a little while ago.
Back when you were doing the flower?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so has it been that long? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll reconjure her for sure.
Okay, so you can reconjure on your first turn. The flowers behind which you took cover, these purple violet fungus, are the things that are assailing you. Where's my initiative? There we go. And let's get the combat music.
You have been pulled through time across multiple.
Oh man, Aeolus is the one of us with the alert feat, I think.
Yep.
Oh no.
The roll.
They
One
rolled
sec.
a 0 on initiative. Nice. Quality work.
I also have alert.
You have alert?
I do.
Okay. Do you have as these things are happening, I'll let you so you go twice.
Do you want me to just re-roll?
No, I have you at 11.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I don't see myself on the list.
No. Add turn. 11. There we go.
There
You
we
should
go.
see yourself now. Yes.
I do.
Okay. So Teng, as these things are coiling, you immediately have something that you can do. What do you want to do before we move into the initiative order?
Coiling around, and I feel the necrotic damage take effect. I am going to cast Aura of Life. Oh, everyone within 30 feet of me gets... It's non-hostile, it gets resistance to necrotic damage, and your hit point maximum cannot be reduced.
Okay. Nice.
And if you are living and in the range of 30 feet, if you're at 0 hit points, you get back up to 1.
Very cool. And you're concentrating on that. So
Yes.
Concentration. There we go. And that's a 30-foot radius?
Yep.
There we go. Okay. So now we move into the initiative order. So you shout out this spell in your haste. What'll it be, Tang? You're still grappled.
I'm going to try to escape the grapple.
Alright, acrobatics or athletics, your choice. And this is your action. Easy enough. As the one sort of vine tendril that's extended from this fungus has sort of coiled around you, and you feel it sapping your strength. You just sort of twist ever so slightly and pop yourself out of it. You're no longer grappled.
And I have a bonus action.
Yeah, bonus and all of your movement.
Okay, I'm going to fly up about 10 feet, so everybody's still in my bubble, but I'm like just outside or a little bit
Okay.
further away from their tentacles.
Makes sense.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Mass Healing Word on everybody that's been hurt.
Nice. Sweet. Big healing, 14 points, and don't forget you get bonus points to yourself because Life Cleric.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone picks up 14. I'm assuming the pup does as well.
Yeah, the health bars
Yeah.
on Roll20 don't seem to be updating accordingly to what
No.
I change on my sheet.
I can over max, it seems.
Siegfried, are you at 73?
Yeah, I believe so. I think I was just refreshing because health bar stopped working for me.
Yeah, I believe the pup is at 24.
Yeah, I just adjusted it.
Okay. Nice. Good move, Tang. Are you staying put where you are at that? You gained a little bit of altitude. You still have movement left.
I'm probably gonna move another 5 feet up.
Sure.
So I have some elevation. I'm not too far away. Everybody's still in my 30-foot radius. So everybody has resistance to necrotic damage.
Yep. Okay. That brings us to Siegfried with Dunnan on deck.
Sorry, I muted myself the moment I started talking. I am currently grappled, correct?
Yes. All of you but 10 are currently grappled.
And when I'm grappled, I'm technically restrained, correct?
No, you're not restrained. So your speed
Okay.
is 0, but
Okay.
restrained would be you have disadvantage on attack rolls, and attack rolls have advantage against you. These don't actually restrain; they just grapple. A lot of times, grappled and restrained go together on monsters' stat blocks. In this case,
but
no.
technically, in this case, they've reduced my speed to 0, correct?
Correct. Your speed is 0, but you are not restrained.
So first thing I'm gonna do is cast Freedom of Movement on myself, where target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain and spells and other. Oh, it's not a magical effect, correct? I don't know.
No, the creature can also spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from from non-magical restraints, such as manacles or a creature that has grappled it. So, it sets your movement back to your full movement.
Yep. And now I can move, correct?
And now you spend 5 feet of your movement to escape from the grapple.
Correct. And now I have 25 feet of movement left. So I am just going to kind of step back this way. Trying to go this one away from 10. And that is an action. I moved. That is everything I can do.
Okay. Tang, from your elevated position, you see movement in the forest around you. Moment, let me grab my stats. You see 2 bolts of energy shriek out of the forest. One of them striking... Where's my thing? Striking the fungus that had previously grappled Siegfried, the one on the left, for a bit of damage. Not much. And... you see a cloud of poisonous fog sort of roll through the space. I need Dunnan. Are you immune to poison, or just resistant?
Oh, just resistant.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution save with advantage.
Mhm.
No effect. This sort of fog of green gas appears in a spout and affects Dunnan and the plant that is holding him, both of which resist no damage. That brings us to Dunnan.
Right. He hates being grappled. So, first things first, he's gonna use something new as a bonus action. And I guess what you see is like the air around Dana is kind of shimmering, like you know when you are driving and there's hot sun and in the distance it's a little bit blurry. And yeah, so I'm gonna cast Spirit Shroud.
Noted. One moment, please, actually.
Yes.
So first time the roll actually came up, which is nice. So Dunnan, as you intone this spell, the normal effects happen, but also for the next minute, all creatures, including yourself, within 30 feet of you, are subjected to fairy fire. All attack rolls have advantage against any creature within 30 feet of you, including yourself.
Okay.
Something throws off the magic in this space.
Okay. Just mine or
No,
everybody's?
all attacks against all creatures within 30 feet of
Okay.
you have advantage.
Okay. Well,
The spell functions
right.
normally, though.
Okay, I'll just hit the one in front of me.
Yeah, go for it. The one that's
Let
grappling you
me go.
to the south?
Yeah.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
With advantage now.
Yeah. 20. Yeah, hits.
Right. Second attack.
Also hits. Dumping anything extra in there? You
Yes.
got 22,
Both.
24.
Into both. I level 1. So 2d8 once. And twice.
24, 30, 39 points of damage.
Let me
This
go!
fungus sort of recoils from the blow. You
Oh,
not
and
lifted quite
1d8
off the ground,
extra.
is trying to pull you up. Oh, and
Right?
a D8 extra, yeah. So
Let's
2 more D8.
radiant. Let's say radiant.
Sure.
At 11.
Either 11. That's 50 points of damage in a single round. As these two blows crash and it's trying to sort of pull you off the ground, but you're too dense and it's not strong enough to. That will bring us to Hellerast.
Okay, Helly's gonna just cast Armor of Agathis on herself.
Noted.
And she's not gonna pull Corn, because Corn's not gonna do jack in this. As far as she's concerned. Let's see here. Level 2. Okay. So she's going to take those temporary hit points. She gets 10 now because she's casting at second level. And that's about all she can do. We're correct. She can't make an attack. She can't move. Well, she's grappled, but she's not.
That's your action,
restrained.
Yeah, so you're grappled, your speed 0, but that's it. So that's 10 temporary for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That'll bring us to some of the creatures in the wood. Who will rush at you, Siegfried? Sorry, there's a goodly number of them that need to be managed. Okay. 2 of them get close enough. From out of the forests around you, running on padded feet, made out of mosses and lichens, these boots that seem to almost merge to the ground themselves, and make virtually no sound. You see a series of these goblinoid creatures charging towards you, Siegfried. And Tang, you'd spotted some of these individuals moving as they come closer. You sort of get a better gauge of the scale of their force. Where's my stat block? There we go. They are going to make 2 scimitar attacks against you, Siegfried. You're not currently grappled. 15 and 11. I don't believe either of those hit. Siegfried away.
Sorry, I accidentally muted myself. They both miss. My AC is 19.
Alright, wonderful. Dunnan, 4 of them have line of sight of you. 2 of them are directing it at the plant. And then 4 are at you. There's a conjuring of energy as 4 blasts of energy come streaking towards you. 21 and 17.
17 misses.
The others definitely miss. There's like 12 and 12. So you take 3 points of force damage, and I need a Constitution save for your spell.
Mm-hmm.
And then attacks on the plant. Plant takes 14 points of damage from the hits. And then 3 attacks on the plant to the north near Teng. It is within Dunnan's, the aura that Dunnan is currently shedding. 20, 18, 18 all hit. The plant to the right of Teng takes 17 points of damage. As these goblins, clearly conjurers of some sort, as well as skilled with a blade, that they charge towards Siegfried. We come to the fungus. Forgot to roll for your armor of Agathis. Hellrast. No extra effect. Right. The fungus. One to the right of you, Tang, is going to make 1 attack at you. You are still within its reach, 15 feet in the air. Does a 17 hit you?
Easy.
Got it, thanks to the advantage. You are now grappled. You are still held in that space.
I would like to wheel this attack.
Wheel? Certainly.
Whoa this attack. Whoa. So
Okay.
it's whoa. So here comes a d6 to go against the mushrooms attack.
Certainly. So it's changed to 17 to an 11, which I believe misses.
Yes.
Alright. Its other 3 attacks are going at Goblin, and Siegfried. All of which are within its reach. Goblin is an 11, misses. 17 hits the Goblin to your northeast for 6 points of damage. He's starting to look rough already. And a 17 to hit you, Siegfried.
That is a miss.
Misses, okay. So 1 goblin is, I'm just going to put the red pip, is grappled currently. The fungus to the west is going to attack Dunnan, Pup, Teng, and Halaras. 1 on everybody. Trying to grapple all of its threats. Dunnan, 20 to hit you.
It beats it.
Alright, you take 17 points of necrotic damage, which you are resistant to, thanks to Teng's aura. So that's reduced to
8.
8, yes. Against the pup. 24 to hit the pup, definitely hits. 16
Yes.
reduced to 8.
Hey.
Hellerast, 19 to hit you.
Yes.
Okay. That is 19 reduced to 9. That goes onto your Armor of Agathis, though, so it takes 10 points of cold damage. I believe you have 1 point
Okay.
left. And then Teng, 22 to hit you.
That hits.
18 points reduced to 9. And you are grappled. So all 4 of you are now grappled again. Siegfried is once again the only one free. As we come around to the final one, Dunnan, the pup, and Helleras, you are all grappled by the southern one already. So it automatically hits you. 5 points necrotic to you, Dunnan. 6 points to the pup, and 4 points to Hellerast. And Hellerast, the one to the south, took another 10 points of cold damage from your Armor of Agathis, but your armor is now gone.
That's fine.
So you got two tags out of it.
Yeah.
That brings us to Teng.
What did I want?
So all 4 of you are held by the northwest one, and 3 of you are held by the southern one. It's still 1 check to escape. Sorry, didn't mean to cut across. It's still 1 check to escape from all of them, but it just means both of those automatically hit Dunnan, the pup, and Hellerast at this moment.
Okay, I am going to. I'm going to try to get out of the grapple again.
Well, is a success. It's not difficult to escape from these grapples, you gather. The tendrils don't have a lot of strength to them. They more rely on the fact that they can inflict a lot of wounds.
If I'm 20 feet up, everyone's still in my range, right?
I would say you would lose about 10 feet of the radius at base level.
Yeah, so that would still be...
Yeah.
Okay.
You would lose Siegfried.
Well, I'm gonna move... I move up to 20 feet, and then I'm gonna move over. Try to keep everybody in my range.
Okay. So you're 20 feet high. Oops.
And everybody's hurt, right?
At this point, yeah. Everyone's hurting.
I'm gonna do Mass Healing Word again.
I've adjusted the radius to reflect for your height.
Thank you.
$13 points. Very solid.
And then that's my turn.
Alright, that'll bring us to the Chieftain. He's going to slide down this embankment with his black blades and issue a command as his action to allow these two to position. They're staying outside of this sort of ring of fairy fire. They're not sure what's going on with it, but they are doing their best to make sure nothing's going on. So that is his turn, and that'll bring us to Siegfried. And Tang, I need you to roll a d100 for me. My apologies for mass healing word.
Okay.
Siegfried is going to turn around to these guys, and he's just going to yell out in common, "We don't have to fight!" And then, yeah, it does. And then he is going to cast Wrath of Nature on the area.
Wrath of Nature. Okay. Spirits.
So it's a 60-foot cube, so I think I can get everyone.
It's a 60-foot cube. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it centered on you, or is it a space you can see?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a
centered
space.
on a point centered on that point to become animated until that. So I think that's what I can see.
Okay.
Choose a point you can see within range.
Let me grab my polygon rectangle.
And I think basically everyone is within 10 feet of a tree at the moment.
Basically, at all times, everyone is.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of attacks coming in.
This is 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
And I'm concentrating on this now. Let me mark the spell slot off. And I think that was a bonus action? No, it's an action. It's an action.
Alright, can you measure an edge of this square for me?
Sure.
Set it to snap to corner.
Yeah, like that?
No. Just I'm making. Do you see the red square that I'm making?
Yeah, no, it's in shadow.
The big one.
Yeah, it's out of my range of vision. I just see this corner.
Tang, can you please measure the no, not that little one off to the side, the big one. That's. Can you see the big one that's like on top of the vine?
My vision ends right about there.
No, to your left. There's one crossing over the vine. I don't know if you can see it.
I do not.
Wait, what part of the map?
Alright, can one of you just make...
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't appear until after I delete it. Can one of you just make a line snaps a corner that's at a right angle to this. That's 60 feet.
Right.
No, wait.
You're indicating.
Linger. So I'm making a line that's 60 feet. Make a right angle line to the edge of that, so that way I can measure a square off of it.
Like.
There you go. Just hold that for a sec. There we go. Okay, that's what I needed. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I would try to position it a little bit further down, so I guess, but yeah, the idea is to get everyone in there at the moment.
Okay, one moment. Right there?
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay.
And then, what is it? So this one... So as a bonus action on my turn, I am going to use the rocks. So as a bonus action on your turn, you can cause a loose rock in the cube to launch at a creature you can see in the cube.
Okay.
I'm going to launch a rock at the one that Dunnan is currently fighting.
Sure. Just make a ranged spell attack.
Yep.
Don't roll a 1. You can roll a d20 and don't roll a 1. I know what your bonus is.
Okay. Cool. All right.
They're plants. They're massive plants.
Yeah.
They can't move.
It makes sense. And then that is 3d8.
Yep. Let me double check if they're immune to prone. They're not immune to prone. Interesting.
Okay. That's the first time I've seen a plant go prone.
I'll say you knock the stalks over.
Yeah. And then at the end of my
d20 just to see if you get a crit. You have advantage on it. So.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
There's a lot of
Um,
effects going on right now.
So the start of the turn effect doesn't work right now because I started the spell after my turn started, I believe. So at the end of my turn, I'm going to I'm gonna choose this creature in front. Actually, I'm gonna choose this creature right here, and I'm gonna use roots and vines on him, and
Okay.
so the creature must succeed on a strength saving throw or become restrained. And I don't believe that my DC in the spell card is active because it is 17. It is 17.
It rolled a 2.
Okay, so now this one is restrained.
Okay. We'll go with that for restrained. Lovely. A lot of stuff happened right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. And, I believe that is my turn now.
Noted. At the start of your turn, your next turn, remind me. There's a surge that triggered off of your spell. But it doesn't take effect until next turn. Okay. That brings us to the Witch Doctor. That one. This one slides down to there. The Witch Doctors will both throw a Cursed Bolt into the space. One is targeting the large plant to the north. 19 hits. All attack rolls that the northern one have disadvantage for 1 round. And the other one is targeting the one to the south, which also hits for 9 points of damage and adds a similar effect. The violet fungus to the south is looking very bad right now. That brings us to Dunnan, currently grappled by 2 plants.
2 plants already.
Yep.
The plant below him is technically prone, right?
It is prone, yes.
Yep.
I'll hack away on the southern one.
Across multiple dimensions. Only to
Oh, with advantage, right?
Yeah, you have advantage.
with power. Face the apocalypse.
29 will hit, so that's 13 points of damage to start with.
And 1d8 extra for spiritual.
Yep, go for it.
One more. Is it still hanging on?
It's still hanging on, yeah. Second attack.
Why don't you die already?
Many have tried.
Just set your sheet to advantage for now.
Yeah, just
10 points, 15. Anything extra in there?
is it still alive?
Are you smiting or no?
Yes, I'm fucking killing it.
10 points. That with the smite, it will be sufficient to finally dispatch this fungus. On the ground, as it's laying there, one of the tendrils that's wrapped around your leg and is holding you in place, you just sort of turn and smash it over and over and over. The energy finally caving in the cap of this fungus. And you see it suddenly wilt like a souffle that has lost its air out of nowhere. And it appears significantly smaller than it was mere moments ago.
And you said I'm grappled by a second?
All 4 of you, well, Tang escaped, but you, Hellerast, and the pup are grappled by the northern one as well.
Okay, and I can't escape with a bonus action, I guess, right?
No, you need to spend an action to do so. Yeah.
And the ring of reaction doesn't help me, I guess. Well, then I'm gonna turn to the
which ring?
ring of reaction.
Is it Ring of Freedom of Movement? Showing difficult terrain. Yeah, no. That ring does not. It's not quite actual freedom of movement.
Yeah. Well, then I'll turn to the creatures to the right and will just say, "You wanna join the party? Be my guest," and I will conjure a spiritual weapon. Oops, that one.
Nice.
Right at their faces.
Roll me
And will
100, please.
attack. Oh, sure.
32. You focus to pull the boot from the plane of magic as you try to manipulate the weave around you. And it shimmers and then vanishes. The spell fails to function. The spell slot is
crap.
expended.
He's expanded.
Is expended, yes.
Right. Should have replenished the ale in my body, and that's it.
What's the pup doing? Hellerast is on deck.
Since it has been hit a lot, it's gonna probably whimper and run behind that tree trunk there.
And the pup is grappled by the northern one.
Oh, it can't move. Then it's just gonna whimper.
Okay.
And throw its hands, paws over its head.
The pup can try to escape.
Oh, let's try to escape.
Acrobatics or athletics? Strength or dex? Unless it has a...
Dex. Strength is better. Nope.
Not quite. DC 10.
It's too afraid.
Yeah. And that brings us to Hellerast with goblins on deck.
Okay. Questioning whether or not if I speak the words my Tempest Griffin bracers, I am no longer grappled.
Does it involve a teleport?
It says, in addition, you can use an action to speak the bracer's command word to vanish into a plume of sparks and feathers, and then attack 3 different creatures within 60 feet of you.
Keep reading.
Choose up to 3 different creatures. You can either make a melee weapon attack against each target, briefly appearing next to each one before making the attack. You can then teleport to an unoccupied space you see within 5 feet of one of the targets.
And includes the word
Or
teleport.
return to your...
Therefore,
Yes.
it allows you to escape from the grapple, yes.
Okay, so she's going to use the Tempest Griffin bracers.
Okay, that is not a spell. No wild magic.
Okay. And attack each of the mushrooms, both of the mushrooms, with the Soulless Steel Mitigator.
Okay.
And then the one that is grappling Dunnan and the Bloody Pup, she's going to take the 3rd hit to that one again. So bang, bang, bang.
3 separate enemies.
Yes. 3
No.
separate enemies.
You cannot double up or triple up on the same enemy. You get 3
okay.
different targets.
Okay, she doesn't really want to attack the little guys because she can't tell if they're on her side or not. You know, she knows they've taken some swipes, but they're also trying to get the mushrooms. So, she's only going to take 2 of those attacks.
Sure, that's fine.
And then, so that's...
Alright, so...
She'll go to the one grappling us.
Alright, so first up, 12 points. Both of those definitely hit. These things have very low AC. And second one hits 15 points to the one grappling Dunnan at the moment, and you're appearing next to that one, correct?
No, I'll appear a little bit farther south. I'll probably end up appearing at the end of it here.
Can you put the item in chat?
How do I do that?
Is it on your character sheet?
Yes.
The little chat bubble for the...
Oh, okay. There we go.
Alright. Unoccupied space within 5 feet of one of the targets. You must be next to one of the plants at the end.
Or return to your original space.
Yes,
so,
which would be right
so I'll just
here.
return back to my original space.
Okay. Solid. It is enough of that teleporting in and out, doing these attacks, that you are no longer grappled, and then you reappear in this space. That is your action to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else for your turn? You have bonus and movement available.
Yeah, now that I'm not grappled, I will move out of the way, but not too far, just a little bit farther away from everything to, like, there. Just a little bit more.
Alright, lovely. That brings us to the Goblin Blackblades. He is restrained. To get out of the grass or the things restraining him with Wrath of Nature, Siegfried, is it a strength check?
Check. So, Roots and Vines. Can use an action to make a strength athletics check against my DC.
Yeah, no, he terribly fails.
Okay.
The goblins are surrounding you at this point. One of them is currently grappled and by the fungus and is going to try to escape from that. Acrobatics. Fails terribly. Wow. I rolled a 1. They're being extremely cagey about whatever magic is within this space. As they fan out around the aura that Dunnan is shedding. Black blades.
Just so you're aware, this square is now difficult terrain to all my enemies.
Okay, the red square.
Yep, the red square.
I figured it was going to be.
Yeah.
That's what. If that spell didn't make difficult terrain, I'd be very concerned.
That would be a big oversight.
Yeah. All right. So, there are 4 Blackblade Scimitar attacks against you, Siegfried. Two of which have advantage.
Okay.
18 and 16.
Both miss.
14, 22.
22. I'm gonna try and well.
Okay. Uh, 5, 17.
Yep. Misses.
So miss, nice. And then
Okay.
the 6 arrayed on the western flank of this skirmish will fire their Eldritch Blasts. 2 at the plant, both hit, 13. 2 at Dunnan. 13 and 19. Does 19 hit you, Dunnan?
Nope, misses.
Just barely. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then 2 at Hellerast. After seeing such a display of magical prowess. 6 and 11. Terrible rolls. They did not do well. Alright, it is the fungus's turn. Why am I... Finger, center... There. Tang, you are 20 feet in the air, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You are outside of the reach of all of the fungi. That means they'll go after your compatriots. 2 attacks... 4 attacks from the fungus. They auto-hit Dunnan and the pup. Because you're still grappled. Dunnan, you take 16, reduced to 8. And the pup takes 8, reduced to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then 2 attacks at disadvantage, but then advantage because of Dunnan, thanks to the one of the goblin attacks. So it straight rolls against Hellerast, the last 2 of its tendrils. Ooh, you dodge a crit, Hellerast. 14 and a natural 1. Don't believe either of them hit you. And then the northern one is attacking the restrained goblin with advantage. Kills the restrained goblin. Automatically deals damage to the one it grappled, killing that one. Goes after the one to your west, Siegfried. Kills that one. And then goes after you. 20 total to hit you? 30, 20?
Yep, that hits. And there's nothing I can.
20 points of necrotic reduced to 10, but I believe you can no longer be grappled, right?
I can't be restrained. I can technically be grappled, but I can just escape on my turn.
Okay, so you are grappled until you spend 5 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
By
I
the plant to
have to
the.
make a con save.
Yes.
I believe it's just a 10, right?
Yeah, DC's 10. Yeah. Yeah, you took less than 22 damage. DC's 10. As we come around to Tang.
Alrighty.
Ooh,
Just right. I got a
real
2.
close. Tang, top of the round.
I am. Which mushroom's looking worse?
The one on the left, definitely.
Okay, I am gonna cast. Sacred Flame on the one that's hurting more.
Sacred Flame, cantrip?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. That is a dex save.
That's probably a really good use on these guys.
It rolled a -3. Not dexterous creatures. Wasn't even a natural one. Yeah, 19 points of radiant damage is brutal. I believe that. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, that thing is particularly scorched and is looking terrible.
Looking at my compatriots, is anyone like seriously injured?
Pup.
Pup?
Other
The
than
pup
Pup,
is hurting.
no.
But the pup
Ellie's
is
fine.
useless.
Ellie's fine. Has Pup gotten the rest of the healing that I've given?
He should have. The pup should have been getting the.
Pup doesn't have a lot of hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
It got the healing and lost it already, I believe.
Yeah. It's getting auto hit because it hasn't escaped.
Right. That doesn't matter if it's here or not.
Okay.
Then it just has to spend a second level spell to bring it back.
That's fair. I am going to use my bonus action for Magic Stone.
Okay, noted. You have a couple stones ready to go. At the end of your turn, the chieftain is going to use its Sly Command legendary action, spending all 3 of its actions and issue 3 commands to its cohort. So the shaman will... No shaman. Not the shaman. The witch doctor, pardon me. Will send a cursed bolt at you, Dun, with advantage. 19, I believe, just misses you.
Yes. 20 is the bar.
Brutal. And then 2 of the black blades will send eldritch blasts at you.
Oh no.
17 and a 21.
21 hits.
10 points of force damage.
Yes.
And then it is the chieftain's turn themselves.
I think Dunnan, you probably need a couple con saves, right?
I don't know. I have a +9 on con,
He
so
doesn't
Okay.
care. Unless I deal 22
Yeah.
damage to him, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. It's one of the best feelings to be like, I don't actually have to make that roll, DM.
I'm only at 2 right now, so I still have to roll.
Alright, do any of you speak
Actually.
Goblin?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
So the chieftain yells something, and positions to here. And the 2 goblins in front of him get a ready to action, if they so choose. And that brings us to Siegfried, with my witch doctors on deck.
I'll be like, all right, you fucks, I gave you a chance. So, well, you said first something happens at the start of my turn.
Yes. I'd like you to roll me a d4, please.
Sorry, ignore that.
It's 3.
Alright, I'd like you to roll me a d8, please.
Another 3.
At the start of your turn, the magic shifts the area that is currently animated by your spell 15 feet to the south.
Okay. But this guy is still technically in it, right?
Still in it, yes.
Okay.
This continues to happen every round for your spell. It'll randomly move some number of squares in one of the 4 cardinal directions.
Okay. Sure. So then at the start of my turn, I'm going to activate the trees.
Okay.
Activate the trees. I'm just going to ping it again so I see what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's Wrath of Nature, not Guardian of Nature.
It sounds like
Trees.
Captain Planet or
Each of your
something.
enemies within 10 feet of any tree. Dex save or 4d6 slashing. Nice. Alright, so
Enemy is making
so
that.
if you want to just go ahead and roll me 4d6 for each of the plants, they literally can't pass this save. And then I'll roll the goblins. Wow. First plant, 19 points of damage. 15 for the second. And then goblins, there's 3 goblins within space? Yes.
Yep. So DC is 17.
18, 6, 9, so one of them evades it.
Oof.
So I need 2 more damage rolls, please. 11 and 14. Oof.
Okay.
The 2 goblins to the south of you are looking really bad almost immediately.
I'm gonna make it look like I'm gonna go to finish them off, but then I'm gonna focus on the plant. So with a bonus action, so rocks. So this one is the more wounded one, correct?
Correct, the one that's to the left.
So I'm gonna make a spell attack against that one for the rock.
Yeah, go for it. You have advantage. It's within Dunnan's space. Yeah, you hit.
It's a 3d8.
Yeah, they have an AC of 9. They're plants.
Yeah, going for a crits on that one.
Yeah. 13 points. It's looking real bad. It's still sort of holding on, but there's some fight left in it. So that's your bonus action. The other thing's start of your turn. What else?
Into my turn, I'm gonna do Send Binds on this guy.
Nice.
So he has to make a strength save.
Strength save or become restrained?
Correct.
No.
This is a
He's
great.
got a 5.
Yeah, this is a crazy ass spell. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a great spell. All right. Are you staying put where you are?
I am going to hide behind this tree.
Okay. Spends 5 feet of movement to break the grapple.
Correct.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There. All right, awesome. Yep, you're good. Okay. And that'll then bring us to my witch doctors.
The fact that the square is moving around too makes this even deadlier, I think.
Yeah. You were real close to the spell doing nothing, so. Curse. Yeah, they're gonna send cursed bolts out. That's just their best thing. Actually, one of them is gonna send cursed bolt out. At you, Dunnan. Does a, oh my god, 19 again. I just can't hit Dunnan. The other one is going to chant Tang. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
22. You feel it attempting to lock up your limbs and hold you in place, but you are far too powerful for that. You easily break the magic that it tries to conjure upon you. You succeeded against Hold Person. It brings us to Dunnan with the pup on deck.
I'm grappled by the northern one, so I can't move
Correct.
anyway.
Yes.
Right.
You can attempt to escape the grapple and then move.
No, I just do like the Thor thing and just swing the hammer and throw it in this in the face of the
Oh
dwarf.
yeah, you have a throwing weapon. Go for it.
So with advantage, this
Yeah,
time I'm gonna
advantage. Yep.
pick.
You guys rolled some crazy stuff on wild magic already. Yeah, hits.
And
Roll an extra d8 on there, I believe.
yeah, yes.
15 points. Second attack is 12. And 8. That is sufficient. Between those two blows, the second one pierces through, and on the return hit, forms a second massive hole. It just sprays this sort of viscous juice all over you and the pup. You are drenched like kids at the teens at the Kids' Choice Awards, but you are free from the grapple.
Great. And then I'm gonna turn to them.
Covered in purple.
Right. Now to business, and then I move closer to them and just provocatively stand in front of them. That's it.
Okay.
Don't wanna cast anything.
End of your turn, the chieftain is going to use his legendary actions
Yes.
to issue sly commands. Move up to half its speed. Make an attack. So 1, 2, 3, and they will make attacks against you with scimitars. So the first one, no advantage. Oh, no, sorry, they all have advantage because of your fairy fire.
Yes.
7, 22, and 14.
22 hits.
6 points of slashing. It is not a magical weapon, so it is reduced to 3.
Okay. That's just a scratch. That's it.
And then it's the pup's turn.
Oh, the pup is gonna hide.
Okay, sounds good.
Jump over here.
Sure, make me an athletic check for the pup, just for fun.
Oh no. Athletics?
Athletics, yeah.
Sweet.
Pup is like scrambling up the edge of this tree, which is 15 feet in diameter and laying on the ground. Like, it's giving you the opinion of a dog that really wants to get out to go to the bathroom and is having trouble getting out. It hasn't realized it can go around. All right. That'll bring us to Hellerast. You muted Hellerast.
Maybe Kim stepped away.
It's possible.
No, I'm just double muted. An idiot. No, so there's one mushroom left.
Still looks pretty healthy.
Still looks pretty healthy. She doesn't want to get close enough to get
all of the goblins to your east look rather hurt. One of them's restrained by the vines that have coiled up around it from Siegfried's spell.
Okay. She still is not sure that she should be killing these things, so she's going to go ahead and go for the mushroom with the Solar Steel Mitigator, which is what she's got in her hand.
Certainly.
She'll move up.
Yep.
She'll move up, knowing that she could get grappled or otherwise hurt, but she's going to go ahead and hit it.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, the one thing that you can't roll to hit. Oh, because its AC is 9. Anything but that would hit. All right. You're hacking at this mushroom. You feel like you're making progress, but it doesn't seem to acknowledge it.
To do jack. Yeah. Whatever.
Bonus action?
Bonus action, she'll go ahead and pull Corin, just in case it's like a fun magic trick for these
Sounds
people
good.
to see a giant,
Uh,
a rather large spider come out of her boobs.
Alright. You have conjured her once previously this day, so mark off a first level spell slot.
Yep.
And then anywhere within 15 feet of you, and then just get the hit points set on the token. As we come around to the Black Blades. One is restrained and has to make a strength check against Siegfried. Nope, can't get out. The other two are not restrained. They are going after Siegfried. Siegfried, 2 scimitar attacks at you. Wow, 22-21. Let's go.
I am going to wield the 21.
Okay.
So the 21 misses.
Alright, you take 7 points of slashing damage. You enjoy that. And give me that con save.
I have to roll a 2 and above. 2 and above. Okay, good, good.
I need a 2 or above. Rolls an 18.
Last time I rolled 2 on the dot, so...
That's fair, yeah. All of these individuals are charging towards Dunnan now that he's moved away from the fungus. You have 6 advantage attacks coming at you, Dunnan.
Let's go.
Alright, 17, 13, 23. I believe 23 is good.
Yes.
8 points reduced to 5. 15, 22. 4 points reduced to 1. So you're taking 6 points of damage. And then 17. So 6 points total. And then con saves don't matter for you.
Yeah,
And
this
then,
scratches.
The last two, one of them is, or sorry, the last three is, one of them is instinctively blasting at Corin. 23 does hit Corin for a single point of force damage, though, not enough to break her. The other two, one is going at Tang, high in the sky, and then one at the plant. Tang, natural 1 to hit you.
That's not it.
And the plant gets crit for 18 points of force damage.
Wonderful.
That'll then bring us to the fungus. The last remaining one is one of the black blades was stupid and got too close, but it gets hit by a natural 1, so it survives. Hellerast, 2 attacks on you and 1 on Corin. Hellerast, 11 and a crit, and then 10 to hit Corin, which misses. So you take 22 points of necrotic damage, reduced to 11 because of Tang's aura. And you are grappled, Hellerast. It did hit you with the second attack, so it didn't get auto damage on the third, unfortunately. That'll then bring us to Tang.
All right. I'm going to fly over and drop down. This is the leader is the guy with the axe, right?
Over here.
Yeah, on the
Yes.
left-hand side. Yeah. Okay.
That's the one that you gather is the leader based on the fact that they're issuing orders.
Okay. I'm dropping down to the ground.
Okay.
Ground level.
Lovely.
I am pointing my staff in a line, pointing straight towards them, and I am using lightning strike.
Less lovely.
Ooh, I gave her the attack.
Every creature must make a DC 15 Dex saving throw and taking 66 lightning damage
Oh,
on a
gosh.
fail.
Okay. So goblins. What's the? You said 15?
15 dexterity.
Wow. Okay. And you said it's 66 or half?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. And then the chieftain needs to make a dex save as well.
You hear Siegfried just cheering from behind this stuff. It's like,
Okay.
get him dead.
So, the goblin, the peon goblins rolled a 20, a natural 20, and a 19 for their saves. The chieftain rolled a 10.
Okay, at least they hit him.
So
But they take
13.
13 if they succeeded and 26 if they failed. Lightning damage.
Yeah, 26 would kill them. So they're all in terrible shape, but not quite dead. I do need you to roll a d100 for me, though. Okay, thank you.
But that was from an item, right? Do we have to
Yes.
do it?
It was. Yes, you do. Alright. Anything else, Tang?
Not at this point, no.
Alright. That'll bring us to the Goblin Chieftain, who, shocked by your course of action, will yell at the weird owl that just attacked him, and charge towards the thing that his throng of companions are fighting. Power numbers. And we'll begin with making 2 scimitar attacks against you, Denon. 23 and a 20. Denon, just step away.
Oh, sorry, I just got engaged otherwise.
Okay.
What?
23 and a 20 to hit you, the goblin.
Yes,
Scimitar.
both hit.
Alright, it is 7 points reduced to 4, and
Yes.
8 points reduced to 5. So 9 points total.
Right.
And
Yes.
you are adjacent to his allies, which means he gets to apply sneak attack, which is an additional 10.
Flat 10 damage.
Yeah, flat 10.
Alright.
Because it's tacked onto one of the attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That will be the chieftain's turn as we come around to Siegfried.
At the start of my turn, something happens to the square, correct?
Yes, roll me a d4 for my direction, and then a d8 for the number of squares. 3, south again. 4 squares south. Map there. 1, 2, 3, 4. The one that was previously restrained is no longer restrained.
So at the start of my turn, I'm gonna make these guys do the dex save.
Yeah, they're probably gonna die. Dex. Wow, okay, 18 and 14. So 1 failure, 1 success. Do they take half damage on failure? Or a success?
Let me check. They might not take any damage if they succeed.
Alright, well, one of them's dead. That would have killed them from full health.
Path of Nature, let me see, Wines. It just says saving throw or take damage, nothing but half damage.
Okay. Yeah, so one of them manages to evade the sharp branches and sticks and vines that are whipping through the space.
So, with a bonus action, I'm going to shoot a rock at him.
Oh, of course. This is a ranged spell attack?
Correct. So I'm gonna do a d20.
Yeah, disadvantage. You are adjacent to him.
Ooh, yeah.
Unless you'd like to move away.
Yeah,
might-
I'm just gonna move 5 feet back.
Yeah, give me that opportunity attack. Woohoo.
Go for it. Go for it.
11 to hit you. Alright. Make your attack. they're not a threat by themselves.
15 hit.
Yeah,
plus
yeah,
wisdom
bless you,
plus
but yeah,
one.
you're good. Definitely hits.
What's
He's
with the
got
stone?
3 hit points. He's dead.
Okay, he's dead.
Yeah. He was very close to death.
So that was a bonus action. I used the thing at the beginning of my turn. I'm just gonna keep this up in case it drifts back up again. So I move 5 feet back, 5 feet forward, and so with my action, I'm just gonna launch a guiding bolt at this guy with my action,
Yeah, go for it.
using one of my starry map ones.
Okay.
Like, not using one of my own spell slots, but using one of them in my bag.
Sure, roll a d100.
Yeah. Ooh, I rolled 100.
Wow. Okay, hold on.
This seems like it's gonna be crazy.
What is your highest possible damage that you can deal with this spell?
With this spell?
Yeah.
Oh, for this level?
Yeah.
Correct?
So it was a level 1, so it'd be 24, right?
Believe so, because it's
Alright.
4d8.
Alright, you rolled a hit. He has a -2 penalty to his AC, and if you hit, you deal max damage.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a guiding bolt now.
Yeah, 21 will hit his reduced AC. He's instantly vaporized by this guiding bolt, as this wave of energy from the weave overwhelms you, and channels through. It does still expend the charge for your star map.
Okay, that makes sense. And that is, I'm just gonna keep moving up a little bit, and then that's the end of my turn.
Nice. All right. That'll bring us to the witch doctors. One of them is absolutely going to attempt to hold person you, Siegfried. I need a wisdom save from you. You're within range.
I currently have freedom of movement, so I'll make the save, but I don't think it would work.
Haha, yeah, you do.
Yeah. So I'll make the save either way.
It's more to figure out. We'll see if the witch doctor realizes. Nope, they don't. They don't know what happened. You just don't care.
Yeah.
The other one is going to attempt to hold person Dunnan. I need a wisdom save from you. I think you have a ring that also prevents this. So this is a magical effect.
Yes, wisdom save, wisdom save.
Both of you resist these spells such to an extent that the witch doctors themselves have no idea how you're able to resist their spells. So they might still try to do so. That brings us to Dunnan with the pup on deck.
Okay, so I'm surrounded, right, by those goblins.
Yeah.
And
You can swing in nearly any direction.
Okay, I'll just look at the chieftain and say, "You wanna play? All right, let's play." And then I'm gonna stomp my right feet on the floor, on the ground, and just let out a battle cry and use my channel divinity, conquering presence.
Okay.
So fear everybody
as
around
an
me.
action, so all of them make wisdom saving throws.
Even the
for
witch
hit.
doctor, he's
Nice.
in range.
Yeah. The fungus is immune to fear.
No, it's not in range, I think.
Oh yeah, 30 feet. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have an aura of 30 feet on you already. Okay.
Yes.
Wisdom saves. What's your DC?
17.
Fail. Fail. One of the black blades succeeds. The one to the bottom left. The chieftain. It's a 17, which I believe succeeds.
Yes.
And the witch doctor gets a 14, which I believe fails.
Fails, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna mark the failures with blue pips. They save on subsequent turns, correct?
Yes. And the Aura of Conquest kicks in, I think, at their turn.
Their speed is 0 also, correct?
And they take 5 psychic damage.
Ah, nice.
What? No, and that creature takes psychic equal to half your paladin level. So 4?
Half round down, yeah.
Or 5?
Typically, you're always rounding down, unless otherwise specified.
Okay.
So 5 would round out to 4. Or
Yep.
4.5 would round out to 4, because you're paladin 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The cat's going crazy. Alright. That brings us
That is
to
it.
the pup. Spends the rest of his turn scrambling
Yeah, it's
over
gonna
the log.
scramble over. Yeah.
Hellerest. Currently grappled. Having fun over here with a plant.
Gonna continue to take a swing at the plant.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Why not?
That definitely hits. 7 points. And Corin going after the little plant as
Corin
well.
will also go after the plant.
Yeah, go for it. Jeez. 11 points. Two very good hits. It's getting weakened down, you can tell.
Finally.
Yeah.
That's it. She's not gonna move.
You can't move, you're grappled.
That's true. She's not gonna try.
That'll bring us to the Black Blades. Sorry, at the end of Elrast's turn, the chieftain will use a legendary action to issue sly commands and allow 3 blade attacks on you, Dunnan. Advantage canceled out, disadvantage because of fear, so it's a straight roll. 15, 21, 23. Wow. I believe 21 and 23 hit you?
Yeah. Hit.
Okay. So it is 3 points reduced to 1 because of Heavy Armor Master. And then 5 points reduced to 2. So you take 3 points of damage. Enjoy that.
I stay with them.
And then, alright, so now the Conquest Aura kicks in at the start of their turns.
Did you roll with disadvantage or advantage?
Straight roll. Because they
Oh,
have
straight, okay.
advantage thanks to flanking
then fear,
/ the
yeah.
Fairy Fire, and then fear. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
how many
okay.
get stacked on either side. Even if
Yeah.
10 sources of advantage, 1 disadvantage, it's all a cancel. So
Yeah.
So those were straight rolls. They just rolled well finally. What's your aura? So their speed is 0 and they take psychic damage, you said?
Yes.
So it's 4 points.
If
of
they are
psychic damage.
frightened.
Okay. So 2 of the ones to the south are frightened. The 2 of the ones that are frightened took damage from Teng's Staff of Lightning. And they have 4 hit points left.
You get a heart attack. Oh well.
They are scared to death of you.
Awesome.
The ones on the north are made of sterner stuff. They just suffer a serious headache. Right. So I have 3. One of them to the north is attempting to escape from the plant. Does escape. And is going to move out of range. The Black Blades themselves to the north are going to make 2 Eldritch Blasts at the plant. Hit for 21 points of damage. And then there are 4 of them that are attacking you, Dunnan. With their blades.
Bring it.
One of them has advantage. The rest of them are straight rolled. So the advantage one is a 22.
Yes.
All right. So that is 7 points, reduced to 4. Then the straight rolls are 19, crit, 21.
Crit. Yeah.
All
Crit
right.
and
Crit is 7 points, reduced to 4. 21 is 4, reduced to 1. So another 5 points.
Okay.
They're whittling you down.
Yep. Slowly but surely.
Reposition slightly. And that'll bring us to the fungus. Which will attack Corin once. 12 to hit Corin. I believe just misses, right? And then 3 attacks on you, Helarast. Which auto hit, because you are grappled. You're just outside of range, Siegfried.
It wouldn't matter if they're auto hitting anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean for it attacking you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to see if I was within wheel range, but then I
Yeah.
realized auto hits.
So Helarast, you take 5 points automatically. One of them, the auto hits, also got a crit, so you take 33 points from that. And these are reduced. I'll give you the total in a moment. And then 14. So you take 2, 16, so 18 total, and then 14 was 7. So 25 points of necrotic damage total after the resistance from Tang's aura. Then that'll bring us to Tang, top of the order. Chief is on deck.
Okay. I am going to healing word Lennon.
Okay. He's just taking death by 1,000 cuts.
I know, it's a problem.
I would like you to roll me a D100, please. $72. One moment. Spell functions normally. So healing word functions correctly. Additionally, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. You take half damage. The magic that you expended last turn ricochets back onto you as well. So you were subjected to the same effect as your staff. You take 13 points of lightning damage.
Before or after healing word?
After.
Okay. Alright. Done and heals for 15.
Yep.
And then I am going to use Sacred Flame on the... Let me check my range on that.
60 feet.
Okay, great. I'm going to use it on the goblin that's directly in front of me.
Okay, to the south of Dunn.
Yeah.
Alright, it's a dex save. Nah, he got an 11. He is roasted.
Great. And then I'm going to take off and go back up into the air.
How high?
15 feet.
15 feet up. There you are. Alright, that brings us to the chieftain, who will attempt to harry you down even more. Done. 2 scimitar strikes. 19 and a natural 20. Let's go.
That on the hits.
Alright. I do need a con save from you. I did exceed my damage threshold necessary. You take 10 from the sword, and then 27 from the sneak attack for 37 points of damage because it's a crit. We reduced to 34, and you passed the save. All right. There was a good DC is 17. There was a chance that there was a failure there. Okay. Still take the 34 though. All right.
37, you said, right?
34, because heavy armor master.
Oh.
That'll bring us to Siegfried with my witch doctors on deck.
Okay.
I'm looking rough.
I have to do the movement of the
Yes, please.
That's a D4 and then a D8.
Yes, D4 for my cardinal direction.
Damn, it keeps going. Oh, god damn.
And my D8.
think it's gonna matter anymore. It's out of combat. But either way, I'm gonna start running towards Dunnan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
With bonus action, I'm gonna go into Chalice form.
Noted.
Seems that that's appropriate at the moment. So I have so many magical things going on with me at the moment. Glowing. Yeah. So here's Chalice, and then I am going to launch a 4th level healing word at Dunnan.
You used a bonus action for Chalice form.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
You want to do healing word instead of Chalice form?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, so no Chalice form, just healing word. Roll me D100.
Yeah. So, click that. D100. $86.
Ooh, just on the threshold. Spell functions normally, but no material components or spell slots are expended. 4th
nice.
level, no slots.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Higher the better with the wild magic, but with my this wild magic table.
Together,
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Sometimes the higher ones can be real bad at answering.
No.
Oh, that was a terrible roll.
Terrible roll. Wow.
3 1s in there.
11 points. I think Tang's minimum at level 1 heals more than that.
Yeah.
And that was the bonus action, correct?
Yeah, you still have an action.
It was a leveled spell with the bonus action, though. My guiding bolt doesn't count as a leveled spell if I use it from the map, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so I'll launch. The chieftain is the one that looks the most hurt, right?
No, any of the blue pips are particularly weaker than the chieftain. You gather.
Actually, it's gonna. I think I was gonna stay outside of the light, the dancing lights.
Sure.
So I can still hit him with healing word, and then I'm gonna target this one with a guiding bolt. The
Sure.
one on the
Roll
front.
me D100.
Yep. 70.
70 functions normally. You're good.
Okay.
And you have an advantage on the attack roll.
Correct. So here comes the guiding bolt. The 26.
26 does hit 12 points to the closest one to you, right?
Yep, the one furthest to the right.
Alright, he's barely holding on after that strikes him upside the head.
Okay. And that is everything I can do. I'm gonna still concentrate on the thing in case it drifts off again. So
Alright.
that is my turn.
The chieftain is going to spend his legendary action, issue sly orders to make have his minions make 3 scimitar attacks against Dunnan. Straight rolls. 15, natural 1, 10. No good.
Nope. Scrape down.
Witch doctors. The one to the west is going to...
He takes 4 psychic damage.
4 psychic, thank you. Dunnan, make me a constitution saving throw. It's going to spend its other level 2 spell slot. Haha! Dunnan, your vision goes black. You can see nothing.
Where did everything go?
As it intones a spell. Finally succeeded on something. The other witch doctor is sending a cursed bolt at the plant. 4 points of psychic actually hits. And the plant has disadvantage on attacks. Brings us to Dunnan. You're blind.
Well, since I can see literally shit, I'll use my other spell.
Aura of Vitality.
I'll
Nice.
drop Spirit Shroud.
Yep. Sounds good. And you're
And-
concentrating on this.
And used the bonus action to heal myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Since
don't
I
need
can't
don't
see
need line of
anything
sight
else.
anywhere else. Yeah, you got it. 30-foot radius, 2d6 points. Nice. I need you to roll me a d100, please.
No.
Yes.
More healing than my level 4 healing word.
27. As you attempt to conjure this spell and deliver the healing into yourself, the spell fails to take effect. The spell slot is spent.
No. Great. Love it.
You
I
are
just cursed into a fish.
blind and in the dark.
I instinctively just put my shield in front of me.
The
That's it.
Fairy Fire is still present though. All right. The pup is doing pup things. Hellerast, currently grappled by this plant.
Oh, since I'm blind, can I do a con save? Since it was my turn.
Yeah, let me
Get rid of
double
it.
check the spell. This is blindness, deafness. I don't remember if you get subsequent saves.
I don't know.
Do you want me to?
At the end of each of his turns, yeah, you can make a con save to try to end the effect.
Okay.
You pass. You can see again. Here's your
Lost out
vision.
for a minute.
Disappointed, Spencer.
What'd you say, Tang?
You sound so disappointed.
The DC was 12. He can barely fail it. Alright. What will be Hellerest?
Okay. Not because she wants to, but because let's see. Mass Cure Wounds does not require touch, correct?
No. You select a spot within range, and then
Okay.
from that point there's a radius 30 and that you can select the targets from. It's like you're
It's
dropping
like-
a bubble somewhere within range, and
It's like
Okay, so
you can only
halfway
select from that
between
bubble.
halfway between Dunnan and Siegfried, who are the only two that really need healing, she'll go ahead and drop her Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay, 1 sec. Let me pull up my measuring tool. So, I love this new measuring tool. So, it said it's a radius 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
Yeah.
So, I need you to roll me a d100, please.
Okay.
Roll high.
Yeah. Shit.
47. The spell fails to take effect. However, you do not lose the spell slot.
Nice. Okay.
Your action is still spent attempting to cast the spell, but your mind just cannot grasp the weave at this moment. So
Okay.
your action's
Then-
wasted, but the spell slot is not wasted.
Okay, so gonna go ahead and have Corin hit up the mushroom.
Yeah, 27 hits. This mushroom is looking terrible. Looks so cute too. Anything else, Ella?
Sure. No, that's it.
All right, that brings us to the black blades, all of which take 4 points of damage. Correct?
Done it. He may have stepped away.
Okay.
I know he's taking care of it.
One of them once again
Sorry.
dies to a headache,
Sorry.
because it had 1 hit point left after guiding bolt. Two of them are weakened further.
I guess this is what happens when Dunn doesn't get a drink.
Everyone else.
Two scimitar attacks, 14 and 6, no good on Dunnan, as they're trying to harry you. He's moving through the goblins, the chieftain space. Brings us to the fungus. Woohoo. Oh wait, I forgot other black blades. Eldritch Blast, 2 of which at Tang, and 1 of which at Corin. Tang, 14 and 19 to hit you. Corwin, 23, but 1 damage isn't enough to break her.
Me 19 hits me. The
You
14
you also take that 1 point of damage. Terribly.
Cool.
And a con save for your concentration. Darn. Okay. Now it's the fungus's turn. 1 rotting touch at Corwin. Ooh. Corwin gets crit. 34 points. But she's within the aura, which is 17. Ah! Alright, Corwin is grappled, but she is not broken.
Oh, no.
And then 3 hits on you, Hellerast, as this rotting touch of the tendril just pulses and saps your strength further. No crits. 9 reduced to 4, 6 reduced to 3, so 7, and then 18 reduced to 9. So 16 points total to you, Hellerast. That resistance is saving you guys. Round of 10.
Alrighty. Look. I am gonna fly towards everybody to. Hella, you good? Taking my aura away. And
Fine.
I'm gonna go about 5 feet lower
Sure.
and change my concentration spell to Spirit Guardians.
Lovely. Lovely.
So they all, if they're within 15 feet of me, have to make a Wisdom saving throw. On a
Yes,
fail,
I believe it's start of their turn or when they enter the aura for the first time, right?
Yep.
Lovely. All right.
Yeah, and Dunnan is obviously unaffected.
Yep. All right. Anything else for your turn?
As my bonus action, can I cast Healing Word?
You can first roll me a D100 for a Spirit Guardians, and then no for Healing Word because you cast a level spell.
Okay.
88. Your spell slot is not expended. The spell functions normally.
Great.
So give yourself back a 3rd level spell slot. Alright. Anything with the bonus though?
No, I'm not.
Okay. End of your turn, the chieftain is going to use his legend action for sly orders. Issue 2 sword orders for the Black Blades against Dunnan. 18 and a 21.
Anyone hits.
8 points reduced to 5. And then the last one will go to the Witch Doctor, who will, out of 2nd level spells, attempt to curse to bolt you, Dunnan. 15 misses.
Yes.
Okay. That'll bring us to the chieftain's turn, who is going to try to drop you. You are significantly dangerous, but to start his turn, he needs to make a wisdom save. You want to roll me 3d8 for Spirit Guardians, please. He rolled an 11 on the save, which is a failure. 18 points of damage. Brutal. What do your Spirit Guardians look like, Teng?
They are small fey creatures. Beyond that, I don't know. I haven't put thought into what they look like.
Okay. All good. Alright, so 22 and a 21 to hit you, Dunnan?
Yes.
Alright, so both of them were 4 damage, so reduced to 1 on both of them, so 2 points damage. And then sneak
That's
attack,
sick.
he rolled 18. So you take 20 points of damage total.
I'm down. Ugh. Drop to the ground.
Ooh. The goblin lets out a battle cry, trying to rally his troops, and turns to Teng. Siegfried around to you. I believe that ends your conquering presence also.
Yes. I'm incapacitated.
What'll it be, Siegfried?
Does the fairy fire centered on him end as well?
No.
When he goes on.
Last
No,
minute.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and healing word Dunnan again. So roll a d100.
Yes.
52.
52. Ooh. Let me double check my chart. I don't remember what 52 is. Ah! 52. You are now shedding fairy fire as well.
Okay, but at least the spell
Spell
works.
functions
Correct?
normally, yes.
Okay, so hopefully it's fucking better than last time. Here we go. But my last healing word, it didn't use a spell slot. Okay, so I still have all my level 4 slots. So,
Correct. Yeah, it failed, but you didn't. It didn't actually consume the slot. Corwin is grappled.
That's 14 to Dunnan.
Dunnan, you are conscious and prone.
And which one's the chieftain?
The top left.
I'm gonna launch a guiding bolt at him.
Sure. Give me another 100 roll.
A 40.
40. This spell fails, but the charge is not consumed.
Okay. That is my turn.
Oh, sorry. 40 exactly. My
Yep.
my apologies. The charge is consumed. You were right on the threshold there. No, Corrin was not dead because of Teng's aura. It dropped the damage enough that because it was necrotic damage. Yeah.
So
I
I've
thought
done-
Corrin was dead initially, and then I remembered Teng's aura.
Okay, that is my turn.
All right. The end of your turn, the chieftain is going to issue orders.
Sorry, since I have fairy fired, I'm going to move up anyways.
Okay. Sure.
So, just
Done in
Okay.
a 22 and a 20 to hit you.
Yes.
7 reduced to 4 and 4 reduced to 1, so you take 5 points.
I'm gonna wield a 20.
Sure. And the witch doctor 18.
So the 20 misses, I believe.
Which was 3 damage.
That was the 1. So you take 4 total. And then the cursed bolt is a 12. Does not hit. Because it actually has disadvantage because you're prone, which was a straight roll. Then it comes to the witch doctor's turn, who will attempt to cursed bolt Siegfried. 20 to hit you, Siegfried.
Hit. That hits.
5 points of psychic damage, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws until its next turn.
Okay.
Alright. That'll bring us... Oh, there's one other one, which will go after... probably the plant. It's would have been going back and forth. 20 hits the plant for 3 points. And that brings us to Dunnan. Prone on the ground.
Get up. I will get up and try to smash the head of the goblin leader. So
The leader? Certainly.
don't you forget about me. So with advantage.
Yep.
23.
23. Alright. Anything extra in here?
Yes, level 2 smite.
Level 2 is 3d8.
Another 14.
Okay, so that's 25, 27 points of damage. With a shout and a yell, the Goblin Chieftain will use his redirect action and change places with the goblin adjacent to him, and just sort of drag his underling in front of them below, who is then obliterated by the hammer.
Alright, that's a dirty trick then. Bonus action, backhand smack face with my
Yeah,
So-
go for it.
contested athletics. So I used the Shieldmaster bonus action.
Yeah. So athletics, it's to what, knock him prone?
Yes.
Okay. 14. Now he's prone.
And then again.
25 hits. Would you like to smite?
Yes. This time he's not gonna switch.
He has exactly 15 left. He had exactly 27. You dealt 27 damage with both attacks.
Perfect. Just crunch his head.
He sort of reaches around for an underling, realizing that there's none nearby. As the
How did it
hammer
go
connects
like-
with his face.
What's his head on Ten's head for a second?
Hmm.
A
Splat.
few feathers get grabbed.
And then I turn around at the one to the south and just give out a battle cry. That's
Alright.
it.
That'll bring us to Hellerast, with the last few black blades on deck.
Okay. She's so sick of this fucking plant. She's gonna hit it with guiding bolt.
Alright, you have it's in melee, so you'll have disadvantage from the attack roll.
I believe it's in my fairy fire though at the moment.
It is. That is correct. So it's a straight roll.
Okay.
Its AC is also 9,
okay.
so. And I need you to roll me D100, please. $55. Functions normally, and now you are shedding fairy fire.
Yeah. Whatever. Does it
Lovely bunch of fairy
There's a
fire.
Does it
5%
hit the
chance of
plant
fairy
at all?
fire. Yeah, you hit the plant. Yeah, 13 points.
Okay. And then Corin also on the plant.
So 22 between the two of you. That those attacks are sufficient to finally take down the violet fungus. Siegfried, did you drop concentration on the nature?
Oh no, I just totally forgot about it.
You want to roll me 2d4, please? Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it moved two. It effectively moved 2 to the left. Thank you. Matter nothing. Anything else, Hellerest? You are free from the violet fungus.
Gonna move her way towards Dunnan so that she can try to heal him on her next go around. Bring him
Alright.
forward
Corin
with her.
has 20 feet to move. Don't just jump Corin.
Okay.
Like, you still have to measure out Corin's movement as well.
Okay. I thought she was 30. I'm sorry.
Oh, she might be 30. Double check.
It is a 30 foot, so
Okay,
she would
yeah.
be able to move with
she can get
me
next to you. Yeah.
equidistance. Yeah. She was like
Alright.
2 over.
Yeah, right there. Alright, that'll bring us to the Black Blades, one of which is going to try to stab Dunnan. Trying to gut you like a fish. 6.
I had to step away for a second.
Yes, it missed you. The others are fleeing. The chieftain's dead. I can pull him out of initiative. They are moving and dashing back in the forest, and they break line of sight after getting a few scores of feet, and they are gone. Teng, I'm around to you.
I am gonna fly towards the shaman.
Yep. Alright, so that witch doctor is now in your aura, and we'll have to roll at the start of its turn. Oh, my mistake. Roll me 3d8, please. The other one was in your aura just now, at the start of its turn. 11. So, wisdom save. Your DC is higher than 14, correct?
Yeah.
The Black Blade to the south have done and dies to the Spirit Guardians as well. Alright. So that's your movement. Action, bonus action available to you.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on this guy.
Certainly. Roll me a d100 and then roll your Guiding Bolt.
Oof.
26. Nothing happens and the spell slot is wasted.
Got it.
Unfortunate. Easy come, easy go. You got an extra 3rd level spell slot out of it so far. Alright. That'll then be Siegfried's turn with my witch doctors on deck as the last potential threat.
I'm gonna run up to Dunnan. Use my action to cast Cure Wounds on him, so I'll roll the D100 right now. Oh, I think it got wasted, correct?
Oh, lovely. Roll me 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll me a d6, please.
Roll 6.
As you release the magic, go ahead and roll.
Here we go. It's a level 4.
Wow. Would have been nice for Dunnan. As you release the magic, you do not see the glow go into Dunnan. You see it go into Corin. It selected a random target within 30 feet of you as the recipient of the spell.
I mean, whatever. Then with a bonus action, I'm going to go into archery form. And then use my archery attack on this guy. And I'm just gonna double check if I updated it for my level 19. I don't think it changes anything.
Sorry, say again?
No, I'm just seeing if the attack gets stronger based off my druid level. I don't think it does. It's just off my
Starry form? No, it does at a high level. It changes to 2d8.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But not yet.
Not
So
yet, no.
it's just this is an advantage because they're in a fairy fire.
Oh yeah, everything is fairy fire right now.
Yeah.
There's a 5% chance of fairy fire on my chart, and you guys have rolled it 3 times.
Nice.
Oh my god.
So
It's
14 damage. Okay.
You need 13 left.
Okay. That is my turn, and I probably will have to hop off if there's
Okay.
another round.
Well, the witch doctor is next. None of you are near it. It has enough movement to break line of sight and evade the group of you. So that's gonna actually take us out of initiative, and if we want, we can break here and pick up next session.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like this battle was super deadly, but we managed to lock our way through it.
Doesn't he take Spirit Guardians before he runs away?
No, the other one that's northeast of the map.
Oh.
Yeah, I just shot this guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was 2 witch doctors. One of them was able to get away, along with 3 of the Black Blades.
Good. Let them tell everyone about us.
Yeah, right. No, you guys rolled a double encounter on the D100s. So that meant you wandered into Violet Fungus, but you were being stalked, and the goblins knew you were headed in that direction, so they waited until you triggered the violet fungus to try to take you down.
That makes sense.
Just so happens you rolled a double encounter, and sometimes you get some real fun, cool stuff that happens there.
I thought that was really fun. All of us did, like, I'm so happy it can use the staff. I've been waiting for so long.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Yeah, and you guys have started to figure out this whole area is wild magic.
Yeah.
I used the staff against the dragonfly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think you were technically out of line of, like, I wasn't.
You didn't
Siegfried
see
was.
it. Yeah.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
No.
We just heard the lightning from the distance, I think.
I can't believe you guys rolled fairy fire 3 times now.
I can't believe I rolled a D100 and then a D20 immediately after.
Yeah. Ah well.
All right, I have to hop up.
Good session, everyone. We will pick up immediately after the fight next time. As
With
hopefully
Denny still near
Aeolus catches
death.
up from like 100 feet away. What's happening? I heard magic.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye-bye, guys.